The Dallas Cowboys are ready for Oxnard, but is Oxnard ready for the Dallas Cowboys? For the 66th time, the Cowboys will open up training camp to get ready for the 2025 season. It's their 16th trip to the West Coast with Oxnard, California. We've got Nicole Hutchison. We've got Mickey Spagnola. I'm Kyle Youmans, soon to be joined by Nick Eatman, Patrik Walker, and Tommy Yarrish, previewing the Cowboys training camp festivities this month on the West Coast. And really, there are storylines abundant for the Cowboys every year. But Mickey, what intrigues you whenever it comes to this year's camp?
Well, there's so much newness to this Dallas Cowboys team, starting with the coaching staff, starting with the players they've brought in. And there's so many questions to answer. So I think that's going to be the thing, the Cowboys trying to decipher just who they are with only 12 padded practices planned.
Yeah, and one of those other big questions is who will be in that receiver room, right? There's 12 wide receivers coming into training camp. They can only keep about 5 or 6. I think that competition's going to be a lot of fun to watch because you have guys like Jalen Tolbert, who's fresh off one of his best seasons here in Dallas. Jonathan Mingo, who they traded for a 4th-round pick, of course, who's starting to see that chemistry with Dak and this through OTAs. So I'm excited to see who stands out in that wide receiver room.
And there's a lot of notable acquisitions throughout the offseason, one of which being George Pickens in that wide receiver room. Notable names to keep an eye on going into camp that were not a part of this Cowboys team last year. Dante Fowler Jr., one that has been a part of the Cowboys previously. Which one of these names, Mickey, do you have your eye on?
I got my eye on Kaiir Elam, and the reason why is the cornerback position is so much up in the air. They need him, a former first-round draft choice, to play like a former first-round draft choice with the amount of injuries they have coming into camp, guys trying to come back from injuries that cost them the season last year. Who knows when Trayvon Diggs is ready? Kalen Carson's trying to come back from shoulder surgery. They drafted Siobhan Ravel in the 3rd round. Is he ready to go? He tore his ACL 3 weeks into the college season. So they need Kaiir Elam to step up and play like a first-round draft choice.
I'm going to go Tyler Booker, man, because Brian Schottenheimer has obviously emphasized the fact that he wants this run game to be established here in 2025, and it starts with this offensive line, right? I mean, you don't have a future Hall of Famer in Zach Martin on this team anymore, so that's Tyler Booker, insert him. This is a team that finished 27th in the NFL in rushing offense, also tied for 4th and last in the NFC East in yards before contact per attempt. That was 2.1, by the way. So I want to see him obviously be a really key piece in this offensive line as far as, you know, carving out those run lanes for these running backs and really take a step forward for this offensive line.
And, of course, blocking for Dak Prescott, who is back in the fold this year after a severe hamstring injury in 2024. Having Dak back is already a great start, but what are the expectations for QB1 behind center?
Man, it's to win. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer was asked about what are the expectations, what will define success for Dak Prescott in 2025, and that's some wins, man. I mean, I don't want to see, you know, the wins, of course, when you play a Chicago Bears team who only won 5 games last year. I want to see, you know, you guys getting a win when it comes to Kansas City or, you know, Detroit Lions, Minnesota, 2 of the top NFC North teams in 2024. So that's what I want to see. I want to see wins. I want to see poise, precise. I want to see that 2023 Dak that we saw in 2023.
Dak 2023. I think everybody forgotten how well he played. He was runner-up for the league MVP title, right? He led the league in passing yards. He was 2nd in quarterback rating. That's the Dak I want to see. And he's capable of doing it. Remember, he only played 8 games last year, got injured in the 8th. And while he and the offense was struggling, the defense struggled too, giving up almost 28 points a game. As Bill Parcells always reminded us, the quarterback is not out there playing singles, right? So if he can put up 2023 again, the Cowboys will be just fine on offense.
Yeah, he is one of the key pieces of this very long Cowboys season that is just getting underway. And of course, it is year number 1 for Brian Schottenheimer as head coach. What is the make or break element to his first year as a head coach in the NFL?
The Dallas Cowboys Spotlight is presented by AT&T, an official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. And by the Texas Lottery. Play the games of Texas with the Texas Lottery. Play today.
I'm honored and privileged to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Throughout Brian Schottenheimer's first offseason as head coach, we've seen a complete culture change. His high energy and bright smile has lit up the star in Frisco, but how will his coaching style translate to the field? Some critics have their questions, and for good reason, because they haven't played anyone quite yet. However, his offseason could be compared using a baseball metaphor. It's one thing to hit home runs in batting practice. That's never a bad thing. The swing looks crisp and the ball is flying out of the yard. That's what Brian Schottenheimer has done so far. But it'll be a completely new challenge and a whole new ball game when someone is actively trying to strike him out. It's not going to be a 3 swing off at the end of the All-Star game like we saw in Atlanta this week. There are going to be curveballs thrown toward Brian Schottenheimer. Nicole, what does a successful season look like for Schotty in year number 1?
You see what this says right here? You see this?
Shoddy ball.
Shoddy ball, in the words of Tommy Yarrish, and that's what you already mentioned, just implementing his culture. He's already started to do that, and getting a chance to hear from Kenneth Gant, two-time Super Bowl champ, former safety for the Dallas Cowboys, also special teams ace. He had mentioned that, playing under Jimmy Johnson, that they implemented that family type of culture. So far, that's what Brian Schottenheimer has already started to do, and when you do that, that makes these guys want to play for your head coach. And so far, we've seen the high energy, Kyle, like you already said. We've seen all the, seat changes in the locker room, the good attitudes, the competition that he's implementing. I now want to see that translate on the field, and I think it's going to.
Should I hold my headline up?
Please do.
One step at a time. Let's remember, this team was 7-10 last year, correct? So to me, for him to have success, first and foremost, a winning record. Secondly, try to get into the playoffs. Next, be competitive to try to win the NFC East. And if you can accomplish those things, you get in the playoffs, and I think everything takes care of itself. But remember, first-year time head coach and almost an entirely new coaching staff. So this is not being set up as Brian Schottenheimer coming in here to be the miracle worker.
Yeah, and along with the head coaching duties, he also takes over as the play caller. He did not serve in that role in 23 and 24, despite being the offensive coordinator by title under Mike McCarthy. But he did have that role in Seattle. He actually last called plays for 4 games in 2021 with Jacksonville after they fired Urban Meyer. So what does success look like as a play caller for Brian Schottenheimer, Mickey?
Well, it's the quarterback, right? The quarterback has to help the play caller, the offensive coordinator, the head coach. The thing I like about what he did when he was in Seattle, it wasn't so much the points, is in 2018, Seattle led the league in rushing with 160 yards a game. The next year, they were 4th with 137 yards a game. So if he can get this running game going that only averaged 100 yards last year, then I think they can have success on offense.
And that's one of the things they'll have to iron out in training camp. Speaking of training camp, our brand new Dallas Cowboys Training Camp Star Magazine preview is up. You can beef up your Cowboys knowledge, position analysis, scouting reports. Every player on the roster is featured. That shoddy ball feature by Tommy Yarrish that Nicole was just talking about. Go ahead and get your copy online. Purchase at visiting DallasCowboys.com/star. When we come back here on Cowboys Spotlight, Nick Eatman and Patrik Walker of DallasCowboys.com are up in the newsroom. They're going to hit some of the top topics of training camp.
Hey, 1-2 cross, run it, lean, 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 good, beautiful. 1-2 cross, go Mozzie, there you go! Hey, way to battle. I don't even give a f about the towel. Good, tight Sam, lean into it, pick it up, yeah! Stay inside. Great job, guys. What happens in the next 35, 40 days, plus what you do and get ready to camp, and then strap that helmet up on a Sunday, that's what really matters. Everybody's the man in OTAs, all right? We don't play football in T-shirt and shorts. Feel me? All right? Break it down, man. I'll see y'all in there.
Aaron Whitecotton, one of a number of new faces on this Dallas Cowboys coaching staff. He served as the Jets defensive line coach from 2021 to 2024. Here are some of the notable names, including both coordinators. Clayton Adams, offensive coordinator. Matt Eberflus returns to Dallas, where he was once a linebackers coach. 15 total coaching changes. That's been a big storyline throughout the offseason. With more on the top topics going into training camp, let's go to Nick Eatman and Patrik Walker in the newsroom.
Thank you, Kyle. And Patrick, this season's getting closer and closer. There's a lot of question marks. It's time to give some of the answers the best we can. Let's go with cornerback. Let's start at the cornerback position. What are your thoughts on that when you think about how things have been this whole offseason, where they're doing right now? What do you like about the cornerback position?
Since the deep exhale, there's some concern there, Nick. Obviously, when you talk about Trayvon Diggs and his injury, will he be ready for training camp? Will he be ready for the start of the season, or is he going to start on the PUP list? Because that's a huge question mark. You also lost Jordan Lewis to free agency. Right now, you got Deron Bland and company. What does and company look like? Is it going to be, rookie third-round pick Savon Revel? Is he going to step up? He'll get some shots. Israel Mukuamu back on a one-year deal. He'll get some shots. Kalen Carson coming off of a season-ending injury as a rookie. What does that look like? A lot of questions there. Don't necessarily know who's going to step up yet.
Another guy that it's his time too is Kaiir Elam. Yeah. He's a guy that they traded for, somebody that it seems like everybody in that room there's a question about when they're going to come back. Are they going to bounce back? Even Deron Bland as well. I mean, just is he going to be? Who is he? Is he the all-pro guy that's going to take everything to the house, or is he that guy that is a fifth-round pick from Fresno State that maybe gives up a few plays here and there? I like the fact that teams keep going at him because he's going to take some back. He's going to make some interceptions, but a lot of question marks, and I'm not sure that everybody that's going to be, at cornerback when the season starts is on the team right now. I'm really not sure. They could always do that.
I could agree with that. There's still some mercenaries out there. I mean, even as we have this conversation, Stephon Gilmore, he's still a free agent. So, there's a relationship there. Maybe he gets a look. But even if he does not get a look, like you said, Kaiir Elam, they brought him in via trade. You got a lot of these young guys right now. Again, it's Deron Bland and company. Now we're talking about players who need to step up at positions. There's a couple of players that are really kind of under the gun going into 2025, both former first-round picks, Mazi Smith, Tyler Guyton, playing critical positions. Which one of these guys do you think steps up and has the biggest leap in this season?
Well, they hope it's Tyler Guyton. I mean, it's got to be Tyler Guyton because of the position he plays and also just the fact that this offensive line is one where they are certainly trying to protect Dak in every way. Nobody protects him more than the left tackle there on the blind side. But, it's not that Mazi Smith, that's definitely important too, because if you can't stop the run, you can't stop anybody. But I'm going to say, from that standpoint, I think they can do a little bit more to help Mazi and help the defensive line. But they've got to make sure that Tyler Guyton is that guy at left tackle.
I could see why someone would say Mazi Smith, Nick. As a Cowboys fan, you've got to be exhausted with seeing this team's inability to stop the run on a consistent basis. But Tyler Guyton is protecting the blind side of a franchise quarterback who's coming off of a season-ending hamstring injury, who, by the way, suffered that injury trying to scramble to get away from pressure against the Atlanta Falcons in early November. You got to protect Dak Prescott. One of the key things to do is make sure Tyler Guyton does so, and he's on track to do so.
It's okay that the answer here is both. Okay, it could be both. They both need.
Yes.
All right. Real quick, we'll have some fun with this question. Which player, talking about stepping up, which player is going to make this first Pro Bowl? Who's going to have that first Pro Bowl and really take that next level?
Ooh, Birdman hand rub. I'm going with Osa Odigizua. He's got the big contract now. It's, as far as the interior defensive line goes, it's his show. He's been stepping up every year, getting better and better, but now he has talent to spell him and Solomon Thomas, so he should be more durable in the fourth quarters.
George Pickens would be good here as well and make his first Pro Bowl. How about the deep snapper? He never gets anything off. Trent Sieg. That would be pretty good too. Whoever it is, they need these guys to certainly step up and have that leap. So that the Cowboys have a lot of superstars. They need more there as well. All right, Kyle, back to you.
Thanks, guys. Answering a lot of questions around this offseason. And when we come back, Tommy Yarrish answers the question as to what is happening in the Cowboys running back room when we come back.
The Dallas Cowboys Spotlight was presented by AT&T, an official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. And by the Texas Lottery. Play the games of Texas with the Texas Lottery. Play today.
Welcome back to our training camp preview episode of Cowboys Spotlight. And as the Cowboys prepare to go to their 45th training camp in the great state of California, we've got Mickey Spagnola on site here, who has been here for 40 training camps. Look at some of this old footage, Mickey. You remember these days?
Well, that looks like Thousand Oaks for sure. And it was also, that's St. Ed's in Austin. I can tell you that, just looking at the background.
Oh, when was this?
Oh, that has to be after 1990, because before that I had a mustache.
You had the mustache. No mustache here. So this is the 90s Mickey Spagnola. How great is that?
I still have that shirt.
I hope so. I hope so. We've got Nicole Hutchison, Mickey Spagnola. I'm Kyle Youmans. Let's play a little game. This is not these guys' 40th training camps. These are Guess the Newcomer for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to start things off. We're going to reveal just a little piece of the picture, piece of the puzzle. There's your first guess. Nicole, do you have any guess right off the bat?
I'm going to go Kevontae Turpin.
He's not a newcomer.
Oh, my bad.
What are you talking about?
I missed it. I missed the question already. Look,
There's the second one, Mickey.
Oh.
Savon Rebel.
That is not Savon Rebel.
I got it.
Yes, who is it?
George Pickens.
It is George.
I missed the question. I'm so sorry.
Missed the question, Kevontae Turpin. How dare you?
Crazy.
Let's go to the second one. Let's see what we've got here. These are newcomers to the Dallas Cowboys. That should give it away right there. Mickey, what do you think?
Jay Toya.
Jay Toya. No, it is not. Anybody can jump in. What do you think?
I'm going to go Solomon Thomas.
That is right off the bat. You got it done. Solomon Thomas. I'm thinking the shoulders gotta give it away at that point. And incredible. He went viral for that photo as well. Final one. Let's reveal the first piece of the puzzle. Oh man, that one's gonna be tough.
Oh.
What do you think? Any guesses?
I spent the off season trying to memorize numbers.
Names and numbers at this point. Let's reveal a second spot. Does that give it away anymore?
I'm going to go.
It's hard without eyes.
I know.
See the eyes.
Dante Fowler, because technically he is a newcomer.
He is technically a newcomer. It is not Dante Fowler. Who is that? That is Javonte Williams. A little bit different. That's okay. It's Javonte Williams for the most part. There are newcomers all over this Cowboys roster, especially in the running back room. All four of these additions, the first four names, are all newcomers. And then Deuce Vaughn, the lone returner in the running back room, provides a question: what is going to happen with these veterans like Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders? Let's go to Tommy Yarrish with more.
All right, thank you, Kyle. Running back certainly going to be one of the biggest position battles to watch at training camp in Oxnard. The Cowboys signed 2 veterans in free agency this last offseason. Let's go back in the time machine a little bit and take a look at what both of them bring to the table. We're going to go back to maybe some sour memories here for Cowboys fans. In 2021, this is Javonte Williams' rookie year. You'll see him lined up here next to Teddy Bridgewater. And when we start this play, you're going to see what made his rookie year version of himself so good. You see here, he's stopped by about to be 1, 2, 3 players, and somehow he finds a way to just keep his legs churning at the end of this play and break free, pick up those extra yards. And now you think later into Javonte Williams' career, he suffers a major knee injury, and that certainly is going to have an impact on running backs. This is from last year. You see him lined up back here behind Bo Nix, and this is what the Cowboys are hoping that they can do with their heavily invested in offensive line this year. Watch these two. The center and the guard right here are going to team up on this guy, and then the guard and the tackle will go right here. And that's going to allow Javonte Williams to have nothing but running room right up the middle. And this is exactly what you want to set your running backs up for. He's got nothing but green grass in front of him, and now ultimately you're going to see the fact that when we start this play over again, he maybe could have gone a little bit more to the left side in order to pick up some extra yards, but still keeps his legs churning after that initial contact from the corner on that play to pick up extra yards. That's what the Cowboys are hoping they can get out of him. Now on the flip side, when you bring in Miles Sanders, you're going to see him here lined up next to Andy Dalton on the right side. Now I want you to watch not just Sanders, but also the right guard here. He's going to pull on this play and come to this side of the ball. And as we run this play, you're going to see the vision from Miles Sanders early on here in Carolina. This is a Pro Bowl running back for a reason. His last year with the Eagles didn't get what he wanted in his time in Carolina, but you see some of those flashes on plays like this when you start this play again, he follows his blockers, gets into the open field, and that's the situation every running back wants to be in. One-on-one with an outside player, and he just turns the corner, turns on the Jets, and it's 1st and goal for Carolina. Now let's go later on in a game against the Washington Commanders. And you see on this play, well, where's Miles Sanders at? He's not on the screen. Oh, there he is. He's coming in motion. And this is going to set him up pretty well because you've got 1, 2, 3 defenders on this side in comparison to 1, 2, we'll get that in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you got the guy coming in motion on the 5th side. So when you start this play, he's going to get the ball and automatically be in open space. So now all he needs is this lead block, and he's got all this green grass to work with on the outside. And you see when we run this play that he takes advantage of it and picks up a chunk gain. That's what both of these guys bring to the table for Dallas, and the Cowboys are certainly hoping that the two of them resurrect their careers with the star on their helmet.
That is certainly the case, Tommy. Here are some of the dates where those guys can get off to a good start. Of course, the first practice getting into the swing of things in Oxnard, California, starting on July 22nd. And then the first padded practice will be live to broadcast that week as well. For Nicole Hutchison, Mickey Spagnola, Tommy Yarrish, Nick Eatman, Patrik Walker, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long from Cowboys Spotlight. It's about time to go to Oxnard, California. Where's your favorite spot to hit up, Mickey? Where are you going first?
CJ's Barbecue Place and Mississippi Southern Cuisine.
Where are you going, Nicole?
I'm going to the beach on an off day. That's where I'm going. But my favorite place is obviously like the cafeteria.
What do you
free
mean
food
off
there.
day?
I mean, on a Saturday, maybe the night. You never know.
There's
time,
no
man.
off day.
There's time.